Welcome back to the Sports Perspective TV viewers and subscribers. As always, thank you for tuning in. Do appreciate you taking your time out to watch the video and interacting with the video as well. Your interaction and your time is much appreciated and valued, right? So, in this video, as you can tell from the thumbnail, we're going to be discussing whether or not Gudakesh Motie should be replaced for the second test match, right? There are a few things. Quite a few people have been saying that he should be dropped. Some have been saying he should not be dropped. So, I'm going to be sharing a few things and discussing having this discussion, right? So the question for you in the comment section as well. You can go ahead and state whether you think Motie should be dropped, and if he is dropped, who would you replace him with? Quite a few of you have already said who you would replace him with. But for those who haven't, you can do that. But wait until you watch the video because there are quite a few options, replacement options for Motie. Yeah, there are quite a few replacement options, right? And this is what we'll be discussing in this video. What would be the best option to replace Gudakesh Motie if he is in fact replaced, right? Also going to be stating, why it might be good to keep Motie in the team as well, right? So there are arguments to be made on either side, whether to keep him in the team or to remove him from the team. So just stick around to the end of the video while we discuss all of these things, right? And so in planning content, right, this was a topic I planned on discussing, right, even before the video I posted about whether or not the team should make any changes, just based on Motie's performance in the first test match. Naturally, you would think about, okay, whether whether the team really needs him in the team in the lineup, especially after seeing how Jamel Warrican performed. They are both left-handed spin bowlers, so the argument can definitely be made, and a lot of people have made the argument that okay, Warrican is doing well, so Motie is not needed in the team, right? So I was planning on making a video about it, and I'm going to be sharing the comment of the day, right? And if for those that are new to the channel, in the comment of the day is just where I highlight a comment from a previous video and discuss it, right? I'll share my thoughts on regarding the comment, right? So the comment of the day, which it kind of coincides with this video, the topic of Gudakesh Motie being dropped. So the comment of the day comes from Victor Laptis, right? And he said, Shamar or Justin Greaves for Motie. So he would either bring in Shamar Joseph or Justin Greaves for Gudakesh Motie, right? And I found that interesting because, when thinking about the replacements for Motie, right? If I would say, right, I was only thinking about possibly a Shamar Joseph being the replacement for Gudakesh Motie, and that would be the obvious change, right? Take out Motie and bring in Shamar. Shamar is a fan favorite. He adds extra pace to the team, right? But I never really thought about the adding Justin Greaves to the lineup also, right? He is a decent medium pacer, not extra pace, right? But what he does, what adding a Justin Greaves to the lineup would do is it would add depth to the batting, right? He is a better batsman than bowler, but adding him to the lineup would give the lineup bit more depth in the batting department, while he does also provide his medium pace bowling if and when needed. Right. So I thought that was a very interesting comment and just a different way to look at it, right? And that's why we have these forums, these platforms where we as fans can discuss, our thoughts, share our thoughts and discuss it respectfully. And yeah, and just have a healthy discussion. At the end of the day, we're all cricket fans and we love the cricket and we like discussing it. So I found that comment to be very interesting, right? But now, when you think about Gudakesh Motie, he had a poor match in the first test match, right? He only not taking any wickets and conceding 100 and I think it was like 126 runs from 30 overs. So that's an economy rate of 4.2, right? And this pitch was a spin friendly pitch, right? This pitch did offer some assistance to spin bowlers, as you can tell from Jamel Warkan taking 6 wickets in the match, and Keshav Maharaj, South African bowler, he took 8 wickets in the match as well. So the spinners, there were other spinners in the first test match that definitely performed, right? So Motie's performance left a lot to be desired, right? But also, so Motie's inclusion or non-inclusion will obviously depend on the tactic that the team wants to go with. Are they going to go with a similar tactic of having 2 spinners in the team, right? And if they are going with 2 spinners, are they satisfied with Rakesh Motie's performance, right? You also take into consideration the fact that the match is being played in Guyana, right? Guyana, they are the Guyanese pitches, they historically they have offered assistance to spin bowlers as well over the years, right? But Trinidad also offered assistance and Motie didn't bowl well. So do they continue with Motie or play the other spinner in the lineup or in the squad who is a Brian Charles, right? So let's not ignore the fact that Brian Charles is also in the lineup, right? And he is a right-handed off-spin bowler, right? So that would add a bit of variety to the bowling lineup, even though it would still be 2 spinners, right? It would be a right-handed and a left-handed combination with both him and Jamel Warrican in the team. And if you look at the South African batting lineup, especially the batters that scored runs, so the Zorzi, at the top of the South African innings, he is a left-handed batsman, right? So having that off spinner to turn the ball away from him, as opposed to 2 left-handed spinners turning the ball in towards him, might make a difference, right? There's also a Ryan Rickleton in their lineup as well, who's also a left-hander. So who knows? Would Brian Charles, it would be his debut, right? But that might also be an additional option that the coaching staff and captain might explore if they are planning to go with 2 spinners in the lineup, right? Now Motie, he has bowled well for us, right? And I am not a fan of dropping a player after a poor performance after one bad game, right? Um, so, but at the same time, I would not be surprised or disappointed if Motie is replaced in the second test match. Right. And then you also think about the T20 series that's coming up. Motie has been a crucial member of the T20 team, in recent times. Right. So are looking ahead to the T20 series, will they give him a rest? Rest him for the second test match so he can be fresh for the T20 series. These are all things that can be and more than likely will be considered in making that decision whether or not to drop Budakesh Motie. So they can drop him and bring in the spinner in Brian Charles or Justin Greaves, right? Who, like I said, adds extra depth to the batting and still bowl his medium pace. But if a change like bringing in a Justin Greaves, I think it would be more for the batting, right? Because the team is already has a lot of medium pacers, Jason Hola, medium pace, Kemar Roach, he's listed as a fast bowler, but majority of the time he's in the 120 kilometers. So technical medium pace bowler as well, right? So Jaden Steeves is really the only out and out pace bowler in the team, right? So adding a Justin Greaves to the bowling lineup, who's also a medium pacer, then I'm not sure if that helps the bowling, but his batting can be helpful to the team, right? So it's an interesting balance that needs to be made. In deciding this one. Then it obviously Shamar Joseph, if you replace them with a Shamar Joseph, extra pace, right? But it might be a slow pitch, right? But extra pace of Shamar Joseph, he would be playing on his home ground as well, right? But then the question for Shamar is, is he fully fit? Has he fully recovered from those niggling I think it was hamstring injuries or the leg injury. I'm not sure if it was hamstring or calf or whatever, right? But has he fully recovered from those niggling injuries that affected him in the England series, right? if he's fully fit, then he might also be a good replacement for Motie if the team decides to drop Motie, right? I think him being the match being played in Guyana will definitely give him an extra boost, and I think the crowd will definitely come out to see that, to see him bowl. And not only that, so the out and out pace bowler that we had, which was Jaden Seals in the first test match, even though it was a slow pitch, he took 3 wickets in the first innings, right? So maybe just me, you know, having the out and out pace, another out and out pace bowler as well in the lineup can um can do can do well for the team, right? So there are a lot of different options, a lot of different ways you can look at it. Do they want to persist with Motie? Seeing that it is in Guyana, he's familiar with the conditions in Guyana, and Guyana is also spin friendly, or give Charles an opportunity to bowl in Guyana as well as a right-handed spinner, as opposed to having the two left-handed spinners in the lineup, or bringing in a Justin Greaves to strengthen the batting, but also provide a bit of bowling depth as well with his medium pacers, or bringing in the extra pace of Shamar Joseph, who, by the way, he showed in England that he is no rabbit with the bat, right? He can do a bit with the bat as well, right? But you don't expect him to do that all the time, but he can definitely help himself with the bat. So there are a lot of interesting dynamics there, on this topic as it relates to Gudakesh Motie, and if he's dropped, who would be his replacement. So in the comment section, I want you to share, would you drop Gudakesh Motie, and who would you replace him with? Based on what I've explained in this video, the different things I've shared, which of these players would do you think would be the best replacement for Gudakesh Motie in the lineup if he is in fact dropped for the second test match? Right. As always, thank you for tuning in. Do remember to like the video. As always, that's a simple thing, just takes a quick second, but it goes a far way in helping the channel and showing YouTube that you like the content that's being produced, so they can put it more in their algorithm. And subscribe to the channel if you haven't subscribed to the channel as yet. Thank you, and I will see you in the next video.